DVR stands for digital video, and the equivalent for that DVR IP camera is called NVR, and NVR stands for network video recorder. Pure IP camera, we have it, it's called network video recorder. So this is a 4-channel. This is a 4-channel DVR. So it's like the brain box of the CCTV system. So I'll first start by telling you types, different types of DVR that we have. So let's move to types of DVR. Then after types of DVR, I will tell you functions of DVR. Although under the type, I will mention some of the functions and give them the information. So under types now, type means physically what makes one DVR different. So I'll start from based on the number of channels. Under types, number one, based on the number of channels. Based on the number of channels. So when we are talking of this, you are hearing me. You don't hear me. I should increase my volume. Okay, I will increase this. I don't want to be shouting. So when I'm talking about based on the number of channels, I'm talking about the number of cameras that each DVR can operate. Meaning the maximum numbers of cameras that DVR can operate. And I have this at the back of my mind. You can adjust the maximum. So peradventure, if you are planning for expansion in the future, then it means you must plan for the numbers. Meaning that, let me say I have an hotel now, and we plan at the end of the day using 24 cameras. If you are buying DVR now, you must buy 24 channels. You can decide that you are using 8 or 6 out of it, but at the end of the day, if you need more than what the DVR is designed for, it means you will buy what? Another extra DVR. So when we are talking of based on the number of channels, we are talking of based on the maximum number of cameras that your DVR can accommodate. Based on the maximum numbers of cameras DVR will accommodate. Some of you guys are right. Are you guys true? Can I move on? Under that, the minimum we have is 4 channels. 4 channels. This one and this one. And how do you know that it's a 4-channel DVR? By the time you count these female BNC ports, it will be 4. Except the video out, where they write VR. Maybe I should pass it. When you count this, it will be 4. Except where they write V out. V out stands for video output. Are you guys getting? So if you see the DVR, and you notice that the BNC port that it has is 4. How many channel DVR is it? 4 channel DVR. After that, we have 8 channel DVR. We have 16. We have 32. After 32, we have 16, sorry, we have 24 for 32. So after 24, we have 32. After 32, we have 64. We have 124 channels. Then we have it up to 1,052 channels. Although at that level, it's an NVR. Are you guys listening? It means the numbers of cameras that we can. So when we are talking, so when you get to the market where you want to buy a DVR, don't tell them that I want 6 channel DVR. The moment they notice that you are using some terms that are not in tune with the reality in the market, they might tell you, currently there is no 6 channel DVR. We have 8 channel. They might scam you because they have an understanding that you don't have the knowledge. It's always 2 raised to power n except 24 channels. So when 2 is raised to power 1 is how many channels? 2. You don't have it. When 2 is raised to power 2 is how many channels? 4. You have it. When 2 is raised to power 3 is how many channels? 8. 2 times 2 times 2, that's it, we have it. When 2 is raised to power 4, how many channels? 16, we have it. When 2 raised to power 5, how many channels? 32. So you understand that it's only 24 channels. There is not part of that series. After 32, we have 64, 64, 128, 128, 156. Can I move forward from the number of channels? So the next after we have after the number of channels. Number 2, we have DVR based on video encryption. I'll talk more on this. DVR based on video encryption. I gave you 4 major encryption that we use in CCTV cameras.
Video
yes or no? Encryption. I gave you 4. For those that were in my camera class, what are the 4 that I gave you?
TVI.
We have TVI.
CVI.
No, tell me the full meaning. TVI stands for television interface, television video interface. CVI stands for composite video interface. HD stands for analog high definition. And lastly, we have the HD, high definition or CVBS, or D1 or D2. So as well, we have DVR. I will start mentioning some product now. If you are using a Dahua DVR, Dahua technology is based on TV. I note something about video encryption. When we are talking about video encryption, the encryption of your camera must be the same encryption with what? With your DVR, or else we will not have any video. It will be writing no video or video not compatible. It will be telling you some English. So notice that the encryption of your camera must also be what? The same as the encryption of your video. Although we have some special ones that some product uses, and we will not be talking about that because it's this class. Then we now have some DVR, they call them 5-in-1 DVR. Apart from TVR, CVR, AHD, and CVBS, we have what we call 5-in-1 DVR. Those 5-in-1 DVR, they give you opportunity of choosing from different encryption modes. So if it is TVR, when we get to practical, please remember to answer, because we should be having our practical by the end of this week. And I pray we have projects, side projects that we can go to. Although some guys that are speaking to you, they are one of the projects we did. 3 of our guys, that's how you see them. We are doing rectification there. Those 5-in-1, you can use them on any camera. All you need to do is to select the video format like this. And if you are not sure of it, you can put it on auto. You know, let me assume that TVI is 1, CVI is 2, HD is 3, HD is 4. Auto will be the ones 5, 4. When you put it on auto, it means no matter the type of camera you put on that system,
it will synchronize.
It will do what? It will be able to detect it. Can I move on? Number 3. That's one of the major mistakes that some CCTV installers make. Those old color cameras, most of them are HD cameras. So by the time they tell you that their DVR is small, you must go for 5-in-1 DVR to replace it. Can I move on? Number 3, you have DVR based on internet connectivity. DVR based on internet connectivity. When we are talking about based on internet connectivity, how these are the advantages? Any device that is connected to internet You always have a MAC address and IP address. If you are coming to an office now, as we use government, thank God we are government. You can locate it with latitude and longitude. But assuming you don't have government, you need, like, I will tell you that when you get to Oshobo, drop at military cemetery. When you get to military cemetery, ask for what? At the shopping complex. When you get to the shopping complex, look for number 5A. Those are number 5A. So the way you see number 5A, that's it. Same thing is also IP address and MAC address. There is no two device. There is an internet network that shares MAC address is like where the device is, while IP address is like locating it with a number. I guys get what I'm saying. Under that, we have two major types of DVR. Under that, we have two major types of DVR. We have the ordinary DVR. There are DVR that doesn't have MAC address, you don't have IP address, and you can't connect them with internet. So when you can't connect them with internet, it means you can only use them for what? Immediate view and what? Post-event view. Put it down like that. They don't have IP address, they don't have MAC address, you can't connect them to the internet, and you can only use them for what? Immediate view. Immediate view means as the event is happening, you are watching it. And post-event means after the event has happened, you can watch what has happened in the past. You can't connect to those DVR remotes. You can't connect to those DVR. Immediate view and post-event view.
Post-event.
Post-event means after that event has happened, you can play back what has happened. Immediate view means as it's happening, you are watching it on your own. Can I move? The next one under B, under internet connectivity, we have what we call IPDVR stands for Internet Protocol Digital Video. There are devices, there are DVR that has an IP address. They also have MAC address. You can also connect them with internet for remote view. Meaning that, like those guys are working at one of our sites now. There's no money to do. I'm here in the building. They are at the site, and I'm checking what they are doing. If you remember remote view very well, it means you are not where that event is. As long as you have internet connectivity or intranet network, you can watch what's happening at another place from where you are. As long as you follow certain protocol. Let me get what I'm saying. And note that is the DVR that will determine the application. The DVR will determine the application on your remote access device, maybe your phone, maybe your tablet, maybe your laptop. It's the DVR. The make of that DVR will determine the app that you use to access that device. It's the make of DVR that will determine where we get to access, where we get to can I move number 4? So when we talk event storage, we talk about have this at the back of the mind. We have what we call primary storage and secondary storage. Primary storage means the storage that is inside the DVR. And that primary storage is also sometimes called local storage. Local storage. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. I'll just tell you the latest one that we have. I'm not talking about this one. We have DVD. Yes. That you use DVD. For those that were, none of you were in camp that time when we were using those old DVD. That one, there's a DVD slot there, which you can put your DVD drive and record out information. Or let me put it this way, burn out information on that DVD and go and access it. The next one we have what we call HDD DVR, like this one. HDD DVR. It will always have this HDD port. This one is the starter port. This cable that you see, that's what you connect to that storage. HDD. HDD stands for hard disk drive. Hard disk drive. HDD stands for hard disk drive.
Which of them?
These two. HDD stands for hard disk drive. The next one we have some video that use SSD. Although they are the latest type that we have, those one use SSD. SSD stands for solid state drive. Instead of the normal spinning hard disk drive, those one is almost like half or 1/4 the size. Solid state drive. The ports solid. The cables are different. That one, it doesn't have a moving part inside of it. It's just like your normal flash drive. Then let me just tell you a bit of old DVR drive. In the olden days, we have what we call VHS DVR. Some will use VHS for analog. How many of us remember VHS? Video sound. Okay. That cassette, that old time cassette. There are some DVR that use old time cassette, but those ones have been discontinued because they have limits to the time. You know, VHS based on time, 3 to maximum of 6 hours. On hard disk, you can still have up to how many hours? Not hours, you can still have up to 16 terabytes. On SSD, you still have more than that. And you have higher processing speed in SSD than hard disk drive. I believe a lot of us. How many of us are not into networking, intercom? Raise up your hand so that we explain better. One. In HDD, the moment you use above 70% of the storage, there will be lower processing speed. Instead of people to work normally, you see them working slowly because it will take more time for that DVR to process information. But in solid state drive, to process it as fast as possible. Then we have something we call redundancy in storage. Redundancy means you must leave a limit. The song will leave 5%. That at the moment that your storage enter 95%, your DVR will see it as your storage full, so that it can accommodate programs, so that you'll be able to access that DVR.
You say redundancy limit is what?
Sir?
Redundancy limits.
Most time we put it at 5%. So you can use up to 95% of the storage. And redundancy will be 5%. Redundancy is what you will not use. Those ones will be available for programs to access that DVR. Can I move on? Number 5, right? Based on video formats. What is number 3? Based on video encryption. Under encryption, we have AHD, CVI, TVI, CVBS. Then we now have what we call based on video formats. That's number 5, video formats. Majorly, we have 2 major video formats. We have HD and SD. HD and SD. Let's start from SD. SD stands for standard definition. SD stands for, that's 5A or 5 for my figure 1, stands for standard definition. How will you know that a DVR is standard definition? It will have VGA ports. It will have AV output. Sometimes it will have RF output, but it will not have HDMI ports. Meaning that the video that device will be sending out is standard format. Standard format is also analog format. It will be either, what do I call it now? VGA, AV, or what? RF. VGA, AV, or RF. The moment you notice that you have a DVR that doesn't have HDMI port, is an SD DVR. Although most SD DVR are olden days DVR. All new and latest model of DVR has high definition. You even have some now that have what we call ARC HDR. 8 MB DVR. Meaning that when you use your normal HDMI, it will not work. You need to go for ARC HDR. Can I move? Remember, Roman figure 2, under that, we have what we call high definition DVR. Let me explain something to you. In high definition DVR, it will have HD, it will have VG, and sometimes it will have AV. HD, VGA, and AV. But if you are connecting that DVR to VGA and AV, they are still what? Standard definition. Meaning that, let me stand up. For this one now, that's HDMI. So if I have a TV that is AV and I want to connect this DVR to AV, I can still connect BS to AV and bring my AV out. Although this is an HD DVR, am I right? What will be recorded inside your hard disk will be high definition. But the information that it will give out, because you are connected to HD or VGA,
it will be high definition.
will be analog.
Okay.
The major place where you use such instances is this. There are some, although I'm not getting to that level of video resolution, let's just explain it. There are some DVR, like for example, if I have 5 MP DVR, you can't use them with LCD TVs. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because the resolution is higher. But my client doesn't have an LED, and he still wants to have access to this DVR. I will encourage him to get to this AV cable. Although the quality of what you will be on your screen will be lower, but what will be stored inside the storage will be what? High definition. So if later I now decided that maybe there is an event I want to copy out that information will copy out at what? High definition. Remember the fact that it has standard definition and high definition. If it's an high definition DVR, it will record that information as high definition. If it's a standard definition DVR, it will record it as standard definition. Hope you guys get what I'm saying. Let me move to number 6. Based on video split. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying.
Based on video speed.
Split. Video split display. Yeah, split display. Let me ask you a question. If I have a 24-channel DVR and I want to watch it on the single TV, how small will the screen be?
24.
Channel DVR or 32 channel DVR. and it's just on the 24 inches television. How small will the
It will be very small.
very small. That I might not even notice what is happening. Yes or no?
Yes.
Except my attention is caught. So there is already a provision from the manufacturer. Like the former DVR that we're using in camp. The first under video split we have what we call single view DVR. Single view DVR means whether it's 4 channel, it's 8 channel, it's 16 channel, it's 24 channel, or 32 channel. You watch it on a single monitor. So the moment it's 32 channel now, you will now need to go for maybe 65 inches TV or 82 inches television. Are you guys get one? You guys get one? So you will be only able to access it on your AC. Whether you use AV or VGA or HDMI, you still have access to all at once. Number 2, or Roman figure 2 or B, under number 6. We have what we call dual view DVR. Like the former one that we were using at NYC, dual view DVR. Mostly 32 channels and above. Some of them are dual view. Meaning that in dual view you now have what we call bus 1 and bus 2. So channel 1 to 16 will be on what? Bus 1. Meaning that before you be able to access all the views, you must do what? You must have 2 monitors. So 2 TV will be on ground, or 2 projectors will be on ground. So on bus 1, you have access to from channel 1 to 16. On bus 2, you have channel to channel 17 to 32. For some of you that watch American movies, you notice that there are some places they went and they have 2. You have got 3 or C. You don't have 2. You now have 1 view TV. There are some 65 channels that are quite few. You need 4 monitors. That's where you now have multiple screens serving the same TV, recording on the same hard disk. But for you to be able, so if you are watching, if an event happens on channel 1 and the person now moves to channel 64, you need to move from TV 1 to maybe TV number 4. What do you guys do? Let me stop there. Let me move to number 7. DVR based on events. DVR based on events. You already 30 minutes to be class or what? Events. We in can share let's see how something happens. Events. We have under DVR based on event or happening. We have 2 types. 7A, we have what we call continuous. We have what we call continuous DVR are DVR that record 24/7. Whether something happen, something doesn't happen, the DVR will always do what? Record. Are you guys get what I'm saying? So even if the shop is locked and the whole place is dark, it will still do what? It will still record that data. So as long as the camera is sending video report back to the DVR, 24 hours, 7 days a week, the DVR keeps doing recording. It has an advantage. You have access to unlimited information about that perimeter. That's the major advantage. You have unlimited access to information within that perimeter. But at the same time, it also has a disadvantage. Did I tell you guys the disadvantage? It consumes a lot of space. So whether you need that information or you don't need it, it keeps doing what? recording those information. And do you know that even when it's not sending reports, as long as you don't render that channel redundant, it will still be sending information. When we get practical, I will show you. Just remind you. Do you want me to give you assignments in this class as well? I'll give you assignments. You know, I told you guys I will give you 3 assignments for the class, so that it will deepen our knowledge of what we are doing. B now, the other type we have under event. We now have what we call event-based DVR. Event-based DVR, meaning that a DVR that will only record when something happens. Event-based DVR, and that's the best DVR I encourage my core members, my trainees, graduate trainees to use now. Because it means that when nothing is happening, it will record. It will not record. It will only record when there is an event. Should I now explain how it notes that there is an event or there is no event? Do you need that explanation?
Yes.
I want to explain event-based DVR. There are 2 ways that DVR will note that there is an event. Number 1, we have what we call motion sensor. When there is nothing that is happening, everything will be what? Static.
Motion.
Am I right or wrong?
Right.
But the moment there is a movement, the DVR will start doing what?
Recording.
Start recording. Under event-based DVR, there are 2 ways it notices an event and start recording. Number 2, we have what we call pictorial differentiation. Pictorial differentiation. Do you know that all the cameras that we have, they do not record videos?